So I don't know if you know, but there's this small MMA YouTube channel called the MMA Guru. And as you can probably tell from my channel name since day one, this is my son, okay? And he's been working on this YouTube channel for years now, toiling away in the shed, in his wheelchair, making these funny videos, giving his reactions to fights. He sometimes jumps onto a live stream and talks with random people on the internet. His mum and I just think he's going crazy in the shed, but you know, from what we hear, it's actually starting to become pretty successful. He even started this show with his little friend Muscly Mouse, who apparently is like the best at this MMA thing. And they talk about like pork and stuff like that on their show.
John Pork was the star of the show. He was, do you know like this John Pork thing, DJ?
It's so funny. Like, I've heard about it, and like Michael was like, "Dude, we're the reason why the meme would happen." I was like, "What do you mean?"
So and apparently, like, this show is actually quite successful. From what I hear, you guys really liked it. You would tune in. The episodes would get like over 500,000 views, 700,000 views. Their 600,000 views. Their initial interview where my son first met Muscly Mouse got like 1.2 million views. So apparently a lot of you in the MMA community really enjoyed this content where you could like tune in after the pay-per-view event and hear it get broken down from one of the best fighting minds of all time and his fat friend that sits in the shed and like talks about fights from a casual fan's perspective. But then one day my son comes home to me and tells me that his show with his Muscly Mouse friend has been cancelled.
The Mighty Guru Show has come to an end. It was going to be announced by Demetrious Johnson on his next episode of the Mighty Guru Show that he was going to be doing solo. But instead, thanks to all the backlash on Twitter, I guess it's being announced now to clear things up. We won't be doing another episode of the Mighty Guru Show. No, I'm joking.
And I can't bear to see my son cry because his show has been cancelled, all because of this jealous, soulless-eyed, male feminist transracial lady who says that my son has been saying some mean things. And I was like shocked because, you know, my son comments on a sport where men get in a cage and beat each other until another man pulls the winner off. Pause. So he must have done something really, really bad. I want to know what my son has done to get his show cancelled. So we're going to listen to a few of the key points that this morality police, race pandering, cancel culture merchant has to say about what my son did.
Demetrious Mighty Mouse Johnson has kicked MMA Guru to the curb after he was brutally exposed for his hate.
And I'm sorry, I've made this like 1.5x speed because honestly, if you listen to this absolute dummy at 1x speed, with how slow he is and just so little passion, like I got to show you just for a second. Just understand how dumb this guy is for the next 7 seconds.
Hateful, embarrassing, seething cope, anti-Muslim comments during his
Like, do you just see that there's like no passion behind those eyes? Seething Islamophobic comment. Like, dude, let's hurry it up. So
UFC 322
I'm putting it back on
stream
1.5.
where he was crying and coping and seething as Islam Makhachev dominated Jack Della Maddalena.
Do you see how now he actually sounds like a real normal person speaking at a normal person's speed? It's like
to become welterweight champion. And he said a lot of messed up stuff. We're going to get to it in a second. But now the Mighty Guru podcast is officially canceled. Mighty Mouse really kicked him to the curb, it seems like. But Guru has a different rendition of events. He seems to be rewriting a narrative to say, no, I quit the podcast. He admits to me making him quit the podcast. That's what he says in his own words. Luckily, there was somebody clipping his live stream earlier as he cried about me over and over and over again. We'll check out a couple of those clips. We'll check that in a little bit. But this guy
has the most annoying voice. Like I know that I sort of have a face that you want to punch sometimes, guys, but like, does this guy not have the most punchable face in all of the MMA YouTube space? Seriously.
Has been known for essentially farming an audience off of basically hating people on their race, religion, and where they're from. He knows.
So my son has been farming an audience on attacking racial groups? Is that really what's happening?
that you can grift to a certain audience, you can attract them, and he's capitalized on that. And nobody really calls him out because he sends his minions after you. He'll send his minions in your comments, your live chat, and your comments on your videos to attack you on Twitter, to attack you on Instagram. He has this.
Okay, I'm a concerned father, okay? I'm doing this because I'm a concerned father. I'm not just one of his fans coming after you on Twitter. This is my son.
This large fan base of basically incel teenagers who hate people based on their race, religion, nationality, whatever, and he sends them out. And so a lot of people don't want to speak up. And then you have other content creators who want a portion of what he has. They look at him like, oh my God, he has over 200,000 subs. I want a piece of.
Okay, that's also, I know that sounds like me, but that's not me, I promise. But this is a theme. He actually keeps talking down Guru Jr.'s stats that he obviously knows are literally like double what he's saying, but also acts like he doesn't care when people clown about his numbers. You'll see this later, but
to that. So instead of ever saying, you know what, I think this is messed up, they're like, oh yeah, man, Guru's cool, man. He's based, bro. Guru's so based. And finally,
this is not about whether or not my son is based. This is about whether or not real people should be able to say whatever they want in the fight world on YouTube. Like,
I saw this clip from UFC 322. I don't talk about this guy. I don't watch this guy. I see this clip.
You don't talk about this guy, you don't watch this guy. I think we'll all know pretty soon that that's obviously not the case.
I posted it on Twitter. It goes viral. It goes insane. And now the show's canceled. Now that's essentially the synopsis. That's a really brief
This is basically Schmitty Made It Massive, MMA Joey version.
version of what happened.
And like, look,
But I want to start.
lady, now that, here's the thing. The one show that I would watch after every pay-per-view, no matter what, is gone. And whether this is because of you or not, celebrating cancel culture in MMA is just the stupidest thing that you could do. Like, why are we looking for MMA creators to get canceled and get off shows? Don't you want there to be more good quality MMA content? Like, the Mighty Guru Show was actually like a genuinely good piece of content that would come out once a month, and now we don't get it because of this lesbian.
Off with this because we're going to brutally expose this clown in this video because now he's playing the victim. Now he wants to cry and say, oh.
Okay, we're just going to skip forward to 4:33 where Joey talks about this tweet.
This guy badly because he's playing victim now. So anyway, let's check out the tweet. This tweet ended up getting 2 million views. I saw.
Good for you, bro. You got 2 million views trying to ruin someone's career. Fantastic. Congratulations.
All these clips, people had told me about these clips, and I thought they were disgusting. I thought they were despicable. And I said, you know what? Nobody ever calls this motherfucker out, especially nobody in the space because they're scared of backlash. But guess what? I don't want his community. I don't care about his community. I don't care if they come into the comments and, oh, bro, you're this, you're that. I don't care. Don't give a rat's ass about them. They're going to be all in the comments of this video. Don't care. Don't care at all. So I tweeted this out. We're going to read what I had to say in a second, but let's listen.
Does it sound like he doesn't care about the fact that he has a much smaller audience than my son, and they've been doing it for basically the same amount of time, and they've made roughly the same amount of videos, but his audience is 10% of the size of my son's audience?
Go for any.
Oh, it's at the end somehow.
Don't let him finish it, Jack. It's the new moral victory. Send in the nukes, dude, right at that cliff where they're fucking their cousins year after year, the ugly inbred cunts.
This dude is calling other people ugly. Send in the nukes to Dagestan. I mean, that isn't the craziest thing he said, but still despicable, disgusting. Okay, but it is what it is.
You don't think that sending the nukes to Dagestan is the craziest thing that he said? What could be crazier than literally talking about sending nuclear weapons and dropping them on Dagestan? I like, what could be worse than that? This is the problem with these types of guys. They're like, oh, yeah, nothing could be worse. Nothing could be like, oh, no, that's not even the worst thing. It's like, what's he actually saying that's worse? It's like, you make it sound like he's saying the most terrible things ever, but then also say that there's like worse stuff that he's saying. No, I'm willing to agree that like nuking Dagestan is probably a pretty bad thing. The point I'm making along this video is he should still be able to say it. We shouldn't be canceling people for making tribal comments in MMA. This is insane. Also, this like Hills Have Eyes version of my son calling him ugly is even funnier because he is rightfully calling out my ugly son for doing the same hypocrisy of like pot calling the kettle black. You're ugly, you're ugly, you're ugly. But like, come on, guys. Like, this is, you both just look like a couple of mountain people. Let's be real.
Let's go, Jack. Get back up. I know it's just their culture, but hey, this is really fun. Round 5's coming up. Come on, Jack. Let's get that Mew on again. Let's Mew. We're mewing in this 5th round.
There's no doubt in my mind this is like 13-year-olds to like 17-year-olds watching this content. I don't
Petty, jealous bitch.
even know what that means. Let's continue.
and dumb.
Let's go. Let's go. Dominated? Yeah, you're ugly and inbred as fuck, dude. You're inbred little rodents, dude. Round 5 coming up. I don't care.
If you're a fan of a Muslim fighter, you must be Muslim, therefore you must be inbred, therefore you must be a rat as well. But that's not the worst of it.
Inbred little rodents, dude. You got to force
Again, that's not the worst of it. So what's the worst of it? What's the worst thing that he said?
women to have sex with you or they wouldn't. Fucking freaks.
So basically now all Muslims or all Dagestanis are, you know what, rapists. I wonder if this guy was hard on Conor McGregor. I'm sure he was, right? I'm sure he was, right? I don't know. I should have looked into that. But let's continue.
Here we go, round 5, dude.
You should have, because he actually was hard on Conor McGregor when he was going through that whole scandal and legal case. He evaluated the case fairly, but he actually called out McGregor for treating his fiancée Dee like crap. So he does give it all ways. These jokes go all directions.
Ugly inbred little rodents, dude. Cry at a border. Bitches. Crying in my chat. Round 5. Go cry at a border.
Go cry at a border. It's very clear what that means. What's going on in the Middle East? People trying to escape a war-torn country. Go cry at a border. If he wasn't very clear right there. Okay, maybe you want to think I'm making stuff up.
I mean, are people that are trying to flee a war-torn country watching my son's UFC live stream for the fight night on the weekend? You're telling me that people fleeing Gaza are tuning into MMA Guru, watching his live stream watch party, and then getting offended, being like, oh my god, the MMA Guru is making fun of us as we're trying to leave Gaza and seek refugee status in European countries? Is this guy for real, dude? Like,
Because that's what he's implying now, that I'm making stuff up. Let's listen to some more.
Let in, let in. Here we go, round 5.
Crying at a border to be let in a country. What do you guys think he is referencing there? What do you guys think he's referencing there? I know there's going to be people defending me. Oh, he's talking about immigration. He's being very clear what he is referencing there. But people like this, they like to say they're racist shit. They like to say they're shit talking stuff about other religions. And then when they're called out for it, they're like, nah, that's not what I meant. They leave a little bit, just a little bit. Like, oh, I can back off that. That's not what I meant. I was joking. Come on now. And that's what people like this do. They're
the reason he has to hide behind that type of language is because he'll get arrested in the UK for saying exactly how he feels. And that is exactly why we're going to send him to Arkansas with Bryce Mitchell, where Bryce can find him a good Nazi girl.
Because I honestly think that Hitler was a good guy based upon my own research, not my public education indoctrination. I really do think before Hitler got on meth, he was a guy.
His co-host's face up here being like, oh God, Bryce, why are you doing this to me, brother?
Go fishing with. He fought for his country. He wanted to purify it by kicking the greedy Jews out that were destroying his country and turning them all into gays. They were gaying out.
God, Bryce. Like, and also, guess what? Guess what? Bryce should be able to say all of this too. And it's dumb. It's so dumb. It's so stupid. But he should be able to say it. Why not? Why can't people say dumb shit on the internet? You don't like it, don't watch, dummy.
Out the kids. They were queering out the women. They were queering out the dudes. They were, you know what her first tranny surgery ever was? Happened to be in Germany before Hitler took over. You know the books that everybody makes fun of Hitler.
Hitler was just saving Germany from tranny surgeries, according to Bryce Mitchell, basically. But like, look, guys, it's really just mean words. If you don't like it, don't watch it. You know, it's crazy.
Every one of them is inbred apparently as well. And also go cry at a border, because we'll hear that some more.
Ugly little rodent freaks. Finish him, dude. Just finish him with an arm lock or whatever you want to do, you gaylord. Fucking little freak. Retard, bruv. He's trying to snap his arm here. JDM trying to get his arm out of this position. Gets out of it. Volt beat him. Wasn't 4-1. It was 4-1 Volt. Makachev laying on top again. Everyone pretending they enjoy it. Cry at a border in chat. Cry at a border. Keep spamming. Cry at a border.
Cry at a border, cry at a border, cry at a border. He said it 7 times. I'll leave it up to your guys' interpretation, what you guys think. I'll give you my opinion here in a second. This really truly encapsulates the dumb-ass MMA fans that pick fights based on religion and root for fighters or root against fighters based on their religion. And there's...
Bro, what are you talking about? Like, fighting is one of the most tribal things ever. Do you not think that African fans were getting like super G'd up when the 3 African kings were up? Or what about like when Izzy and DDP had this moment?
Chill. That's right. We're fine. Relax. This is my African brother right here. Let's go. What's up? Let's go. Here. What's up?
What word do you think he's saying there behind all the bleeps? It's not friend. It's not brother. It's not Nutella. It might be Nutella with a hard R on it, but it's not. Like, what are we doing?
Get gonna do yeah, my African brother. Yeah, my African brother. What's up?
I'm African, but I ain't no brother of yours, son.
Classic line by DDP. But, like, do you not think that everyone in Africa got super tribal around this? Do you not think that there were white fans making all sorts of comments about black people and black fans making all sorts of comments about white people? Is that not okay? Is it not okay for people to get behind their guy and feel some type of way about a person, their titan that represents what they look like, getting in there and fighting someone that looks nothing like them? Is it wrong for fight fans to want to get behind a guy that looks like them? Truly, this is genuinely a question that I'm asking. Like, is this a problem that we have in the MMA community? Are Brazilians not allowed to get behind Poatan or Charles Oliveira or any of these guys? Are Americans not allowed to get behind Colby Covington? Like, British fans behind Tom Aspinall? Like, is this really a problem? Like, should Muscly Mouse not do podcasts with Israel Adesanya now either? Or would that be okay because they're both black? Like, tell me, please, leader of the male feminist MMA libtard movement. Christ almighty. We move to 9:35. We're going to play this at 1x speed.
You saw the comments, okay? Now I'm going to read you what I posted with this. This ended up getting 2 million views, and that's why the Mighty Guru podcast was canceled. This is what I said. MMA Guru was so disgusted with Islam becoming welterweight champ, he proceeds to taunt Muslims about women and children being bombed in Palestine. I knew MMA Guru was the Dylan Dennis of MMA YouTube, but I thought he was playing a character. Quote, send the nukes, go cry at a border, end quote, is despicable. Just goes to show you can capitalize on an MMA fan base by being Islamophobic, xenophobic, racist, and just an overall bigot.
You make it sound like the MMA community literally just watches Guru Jr. for him to be racist to Russians. But he's literally been streaming for like 6 hours with thousands of people actively watching. So what were they watching for? Were they just watching, like, hoping that eventually MMA Guru is going to make some racist joke? Does that seem realistic? Or was there maybe something else about the stream that people were getting enjoyment out of? Like,
guys, I hate to tell you, this is facts. This is facts. This is how he's garnered the community that he has. There's people that look for this online.
This is facts? That the biggest individual MMA content creator that has his audience solely because he's an Islamophobic, xenophobic, racist, and an overall bigot, according to you? Like, maybe this is just why your channel is a fraction of the size of my son's, but even though you've been doing it for like the same amount of time, but then there's guys like JG2, ITP MMA, Mexican martial arts, hopefully this channel in like 1.5 years, all beating you because those guys actually know how to make like really good quality content that people want to see. And you have to pander to a Russian audience that couldn't give less of a crap about you, literally growing out your beard like you're Fatzat Chimaev. Like, are you joking, bro? This,
And what I say right here, you guys can interpret for yourself. That's what it really seemed like he was discussing. He's backtracking now. No, that's not what I meant, man. That's not what I was saying. This dude's lying about me because it's a dog whistle. He wants to gaslight you. No. But it's so clear as day. And he's doing it for a particular audience. And you have the failed MMA media.
This type of like beta male cuck thinking makes me sick. You think that MMA Guru is out there like dog whistling? Really? Like, he's saying send the nukes to Dagestan. That's like the opposite of a dog whistle. That's as direct as he could possibly be. And if you're getting your political opinions from MMA Guru, I don't know what to tell you. Like, if you're getting your political opinions from my son making videos in the shed at 5 a.m. after staying up all night, drinking Coca-Cola, eating KFC, and watching UFC, you're an idiot. And we shouldn't ruin people's careers over idiots doing dumb stuff. Right? Yes or yes? Like, what the fuck? This is insane.
Who don't really talk about this type of stuff, nor really care about this type of stuff, but they're not putting out any hard-hitting journalism anyway. And then
they shouldn't. No one should care about this. The only reason anybody cares is when dumbasses like you rile up a whole race of people by making someone into a villain.
You have MMA content creators who want a piece of his audience, and then basically you have this go unchecked, and he's really metastasized this in the MMA community, where now every time there's a fight, people are basically picking sides and shitting on certain fighters and making up fake narratives based on religion. You know how dumb that is?
That's literally happened forever. Fighters literally talk shit about each other's races and religions all the time. Do you remember Chael Sonnen with the whole carrot and the bus thing with Brazil? Like, what are we doing?
It's just crazy to me. And this really represents the MMA community, a large portion of it. And you can pander to these people. People like, Joey, you have no following. There's people flexing Guru's numbers now. Guru has so many subs, man. He gets so many views. You were flexing another man's followers. You were flexing another man's views. And if your entire self-worth is based on clicks and views and subscribers, you have a really sad, pathetic life. And if...
Like you? A YouTuber that's made 3,000 videos over the last 4 years and basically copied my son's style left, right, and center? Seriously? You're gonna fucking moral authority grandstand on chasing views or getting your validation from people on the internet? This is crazy. If you go see the comments of this video, you've basically just got like a Russian audience pandering. Like, oh, thank you so much for looking out for us. Like, if you don't think that this guy is doing all of this just to build this audience, you're out of your mind.
If you truly hate a fighter or make up a narrative about a fighter...
Anyway, let's go to... moving on to 1952 here, because he just gets so insane.
He's just the ultimate clown. He's just basically simping for Mighty Mouse the entire time. Please don't hate on Mighty Mouse for kicking me to the curb. He didn't want me on the show anymore. Please don't hate on him, my little minions. You have to keep me. Because, by the way, MMA Guru's fan base doesn't like someone like Mighty Mouse, no matter how bad Mighty Mouse wants them to. On.
MMA Guru's fan base doesn't like Mighty Mouse. Are you trying to say that my son's fan base is racist towards Muscly Mouse and hate him because he's black? But are also upset because the show is gone? Like... There were hundreds of thousands of people actively tuning into this show once a month. And they were like, what, hate watching it because they're actually racist towards black people? And now they're upset that the show's gone because they didn't like any of the content. They just wanted to be upset with a black... Like, what is your point here? This makes no sense, dude.
To not get backlash from my fan base. Very important that we don't fucking be a pussy like these fucking losers on Twitter right now, talking about, oh, we caused this, we cancelled this. No one cares about you fucking gaylords, dude.
We caused this, we canceled this. Remember, nobody cares. Nobody cared. I definitely didn't cause this, right? There's no way Guru actually said it with his own mouth that I caused this, right? Had him crying, had his show canceled, had him crying on stream because Mighty Mouse kicked him to the curb. There's no way I did that. Anyway, let's get...
Imagine gloating about getting a popular show in the MMA community cancelled for basically no reason. And notice how he always goes like, anyway, let's move on, right after he says some like despicable shit like that. You'll see it again. I promise you, really, really soon.
Let's continue. The next clip I'm going to show you is basically the ultimatum that he got. He got told, listen, you got to shut your fucking mouth or I'm canceling the show. And he said, you can't fire me, I quit, Mighty Mouse.
And yeah. That's what it was. And then DJ said, let's put the show on ice. I know you're going to say some more unhinged things down the line.
I mean, tell me, does that not prove it right there? You just read that. Apparently it's a message. Let's put this show on ice. You're going to say some more unhinged things down the line. I think we've established pretty clearly that Mighty Mouse kicked him off the show. That's pretty clear.
And it'd have to get toned down to like a 2 if we were going to continue, which is the ultimatum, to which that's it. That's the end.
And that's the thing. It's no, it wasn't, no, you just kicked off the show. It's you would have to change who you are if you want to continue doing this show. And he stood his ground and stayed true to his personality, clearly unlike you, Dagestani Joey from New York. And the show's not going to be a thing anymore. And I'll get more into that in a bit as well.
The end. So I said, I'm going to get a video out of this 100%.
So there you go. And then he laughs it off. The reason I wanted to show you this portion of the video is not to actually hate on Guru here. Mighty Mouse knew what he was getting involved in. And because it was making him money, he didn't care that Guru said outlandish things about Muslims or black people. You know, he mentioned the Raja Jackson situation or anybody else. He didn't care what kind of hateful rhetoric Guru spewed on a daily, weekly, monthly basis, as long as it was making him money and people weren't giving him any backlash. But the second it started to hurt Mighty Mouse's pocketbook, okay, he said, nah, we gotta put the show on ice, man. I can't get any fight interviews if I do this. People are gonna be mad at me if I do this. There's a tweet going viral on Twitter with 2 million views from some handsome guy named MMA Joey. I'm gonna have to boot you off the show.
Funniest thing he's ever said, calling himself handsome. But yeah, duh, of course DJ's gonna start backing off from the show if parasites like you are gonna make his life hell otherwise. That's the reason you did it. That's literally the reason you did it.
Show. So Mighty Mouse deserves a lot of hate for this, and like a ridiculous
Mighty Mouse deserves a lot of hate. For what? For having a show with MMA Guru? For taking a risk and taking a chance with him?
amount of hate for this, because he knew what he was getting involved in when he started this podcast, and the fact it's only lasting 2-3 episodes, because now he's getting backlash.
Again, downplaying for like no reason. There's literally been like 7 episodes of the podcast plus their interview. Like, we're saying they've only done 2 to 3 episodes, just shows. It's like when you have a girlfriend and you'd want to like downplay her ex-boyfriend, so you always get his name wrong. That's basically what this fucking loser's doing.
Dude, you can't take the heat straight out of the kitchen. So I have no respect for Mighty Mouse at all. He tried to pander to a certain group in the MMA community, and now that it's affecting him monetarily in not a beneficial way, he's I can't do it anymore. And then basically Guru's just trying to defend him because he doesn't want to make himself look bad either. It's an absolute disgrace. Mighty Mouse should be ashamed of himself, and really it's an embarrassment of Mighty Mouse, and it's a stain on his entire name that should follow him around the rest of his YouTube career. Anyway, one more clip I want to show you from this video.
Do you see that? He did it again. Do you see that? He just... Anyway, move on to the next thing, right after saying, like, the most despicable thing you could really say, right? Like, let's just rewind that and watch that again.
He doesn't want to make himself look bad either. It's an absolute disgrace. Mighty Mouse should be ashamed of himself, and really it's an embarrassment of Mighty Mouse, and it's a stain on his entire name that should follow him around the rest of his YouTube career. Anyway, one more clip I want to show you from this.
Anyway, this is exactly why you can never give in to these cancel culture merchants, because even after the show's over, this should follow Muscly Mouse forever? Like, what? Should Khabib and the Dagestanis, like, refuse to train with DJ forever now? Should Rampage never have him on his podcast because of what MMA Guru said about Raja Jackson? Like, what kind of mush brain, insecure, male feminist reject would you need to be to want any of this?
Video, okay? This is very important because I've seen people saying this on social media, and I'm going to completely just rebuke this immediately, okay? So Guru essentially in this video defends the hateful, disgusting comments that he makes by saying Instagram comments. There's Instagram comments with gifts, man. There's a couple hundred Instagram comments. Let's just listen.
I'm sure they've said some fucking crazy things. Like, are they that fucking much of pussies in this world? And then this is like the Makhachev fans in the comment section of JDM's wife's Instagram.
By the way, I should have brought this up, but allegedly she posted, we're going to Islam's funeral or something like that. And now there's a couple people commenting Islam gifts in her comments on her public Instagram account. So let's even pretend she didn't say that. Because if she said it, I mean, that totally justifies this. But let's just say she didn't say it, okay? Let's watch.
It's like literally, yeah, justifying when people harass a fighter's wife. But if an MMA content creator has a go at people in his chat that are of the same fan base as the people that are doing that are flaming him, now it's a problem?
Some of them are nice.
Like, how are you downplaying stuff like this right here? Like, being said directly to the wife of a fighter. But again, it's not okay for my son to rage out at people that are going at him in the chat.
And all these clowns that are commenting, and I do want to point that out, and that's something I am going to say at the end here, and that's where we're going to end things. MMA Makhachev, baby crying. All these Makhachev gifts non-stop. Like, I do want to mention.
What this dumb incel bitch is trying to say is, well, I'm allowed to spew hateful comments towards Muslim fighters or Dagestan fighters because they comment gifts on it. There's a couple hundred accounts that I'm not even sure are Muslim and or Dagestani commenting on someone's public Instagram a gif of a fucking fighter. Cry me a rip. You know how poor that excuse is? I mean, I'm so tired of seeing people cry about that. There's a lot of...
It's not even about an excuse. It's not an excuse because he doesn't need an excuse for what he did. He said dark stuff, even if it wasn't joking. He said stuff that was aggressive towards Russian people. Who gives a shit? Don't like it, don't watch. These people that are making these comments, who cares? Okay, if they're going to make it like I think it's disgusting as well. I don't think that we should make a big deal about it because guess what? It's all part of the game. It's all part of this thing that we're all in. We get tribal, we choose our fighters, we choose the guys that we want to lose, and we go after it, right? Come on, grow up.
Fans who are particularly weird, and I do not believe that you should be harassing people on social media. But to say there was a fight and somebody, I don't even know if they're Muslim or they're Dagestani or they're even Middle Eastern at all, they commented, there was a couple hundred of them, a couple dozen of them maybe even, commented gifts of Islam Makhachev. So that gives me every right to call every single one of them a rapist or a pedo, or talk about sending in nukes, or talk about crying at the border. That is essentially his argument as he cries throughout this video. But they commented gifts. I mean, think about how stupid that is when you really say it out loud.
Bro, it's all talk either way. Like, who are you to decide whether these losers in the comments are okay to say what they want, but another person on the internet saying stuff that they want with a larger megaphone than you is a huge problem. And you can just like you can hear the audience pandering to the Dagestani Russian fan base. And that is why this is like the most male feminist style garbage you'll ever see. Like, I'm the good guy. I'm the good guy. See, this MMA guru is totally mean. And, you know, he's really being unfair towards the Dagestani and Russian fighters. Like, please donate to me, Russian Dagestani fighters. Please give me a bit of a fan base because look at how much of a hero I am. You think that MMA Joey gives a shit about Russians or Dagestani people? Like, again, he showed that he doesn't care about other audiences. He doesn't care about the Brazilian fans. He goes on in this video to talk shit about Alex Pereira and all these people. He's talked about Tom Aspinall. I don't think we've gotten to that part yet, but we're going to move on to 3158 here.
But Joey did make me call the fucking pod off officially.
So basically, like, he's been playing a clip from one of Guru Jr.'s streams saying that he cancelled the pod early because of Joey. So we'll play here.
Made this little bitch from the UK quit. Call me Cyril Gunn. Let's listen to that one more time. Music.
See, that's literally the part that I was talking about. You can totally tell right out of the gate that this idiot would have the Aspinall quit take, right? Because these are the types of guys that just make content to appease that loser part of the fan base that literally thinks that John Jones walks on water and Khabib can literally fly like an eagle. Like,
music to my fucking ears. Music to my ears, quit.
But Joey did make me call the fucking pod off officially earlier than I was going to. I was going to wait until...
There you go. I made him call off the pod. He's a hero. What a nice guy, man. He saved Demetrious. What a swell guy. He said, nah, no, Demetrious told him, tone the shit down or your ass is grass. It's just crazy to me, man. I know there's going to be so many Guru fans watching this video. I made your boy cry like a little bitch and I made him quit a podcast according to him. Because, you know...
Why are you such an angry bitch for? That's my son you're talking about. Is it just because you and my son look so similar, but he's way more successful than you? Is that your problem with him? Like, it really feels like this guy is just super jealous. Constantly downplaying Guru's numbers, unnecessary anger, and like this hate for Guru and DJ just having a show together. Like, this guy basically grows out his beard and has all these garbage takes to appeal a Muslim fan base that probably thinks that he's the exact representation of a dumb American stereotype, sacrificing his morals for clout and canceling someone for identity politics. You literally look like every libtard from COVID that just was sitting there like trying to bark at everybody about this is the way that you should be and these are the thoughts that you should have and this is the right way to think and don't you want to be on the right side of history and blah 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 blah. Moving on, I do... The one thing that I will agree with MMA Joey on a little bit is that he did know who my son was before they started working together. I'm going to play you a couple clips here.
New to it, and you said, you know, I get a bit jokey about things and racial. And I even said to you when I came in here, you started with that.
Yeah.
Immediately. Yeah. You're tall, and then you're racist was the next thing that you dropped on me. I just said, I kind of am, but it's funny. I find it funny.
Well, I didn't call you racist. I said some people might call you a racist.
Yeah, some people, you know, suggest such a thing. It depends who it's aimed at, I guess. But I try and aim it at everyone, so I don't know. Maybe I'm an equal opportunist racist, which might balance it out to be quite good. But it's all jokes. Like my chat will, they'll donate impression of this. Yeah. And I'm not going to say no. Yeah. I'm not going to be that. And it's, I don't know, it's a white guy thing now. Oh, I don't want to touch that topic. I'm scared of that topic. Like, no, like, if there's something to joke about, I'm going to joke about it.
Yeah, it's funny.
And that's literally been what he's doing for years. People make a donation. They want him to make a silly joke. They want him to do something. Most of the time, if it's really dark, he tells them to stop doing it. And he'll still, you know, again, this person donated. He has a relationship with his fans. But like, but okay, before I play this next part, we're going to get it pre-ready at 34:13. But before I play this next part, you have to see this other thing really quickly, where he basically tells Mighty Mouse in this same interview how he got started and why his perspective is like this, about just getting money and not caring about being politically correct.
How I got started, I hated life. That's why I needed to do it. And that's why I actually sat through it for 4 years with no results. Yep. No one likes me. I don't get any like positive feedback. Even my fans on me all the time. For other people, that'd be hard to get through. But that was a nice change for me. The result of failure of not making it on YouTube for me was, I don't know if I would exist. I was working jobs. I had no prospects. All of my friends went to university. I left school at 16, 17. I had nothing. I was the class clown, making everyone laugh, and then there's no one for me to make laugh anymore.
Yeah.
And it's lonely, man. I'm checking Snapchat stories after I've just worked all day, and all my friends are at university partying. I remember I had a moment where I just screamed into a mattress. This is such a life. We're broke, I've got no money, why couldn't I have been born rich? When I started, I was doing it every day. I've got 4,000 and something videos in about 6-7 years.
Yeah.
That's over a video a day, early doors, and streaming all the time as well. Never go out with any of my friends. I needed it, man. The alternative was so bad.
So that's where he came from. I didn't know that he was like this in the shed all the time. I would have told him to go outside and make some friends, you know? And the MMA Joey's whole comments about him being an incel and stuff like that. Like, yes, it's true that MMA Guru, my son, has not had sex with a girl yet and, doesn't have any female friends or any friends for that matter. And yes, he does talk a lot about like taking control of your life and like building out a life that you would want and, building a community and these types of things. And in contrast, he's been insulating himself into the shed, making these videos and just being eternally online. But we're working on that, okay? We're working on that. And he got the bag for daddy, okay? He got the bag. How can I be upset with my son when he does this? But watch what he has to say here.
Oh, it's a shit life. Well, coming from your viewpoint,
Yeah, that's why I can grind.
Yeah.
Everyone asks me, why do you do this? Why do you do this every weekend? Man, I have to.
Yeah.
There is no option otherwise. I refuse to exist otherwise.
Yeah.
So if people get onto me, why do you say that for the donation? You fucking done the privilege it has. Sometimes that does annoy me. Why are you reading that $20 donation? Yeah. Early doors, they'll find something I read out, a joke, a fucking racy joke, or this, and I'm like, dude, it's $20 fucking dollars. Yeah. If I keep doing this, I can build I can save everyone.
Yeah.
The amount of pressure that's on you when you have the opportunity to do so. Or am I going to be grandstanding and say, no, it's bad to do?
Yeah.
And I'm glad that he did, because now daddy gets looked after real well by Junior. But again, seriously, like, what do you expect from this kid, man? He's an MMA YouTube streamer trying to earn an income. And let's just take a quick look at some of the jokes that were so bad, okay? You want to see what, MMA Joey is canceling this kid for? And also, to be very straight up, the fact that he just stands his base, I sort of hate that term, but the fact that he stands his base and just showcases the top things that people are getting mad about right now and just owns it with no apology, I respect this motherfucker, man. Seriously. I respect him. He is such a big reason why I started this channel. I want people to be able to just go out there, make content. If you can build a career from it, great. But I've made some off-color jokes. I joked about Ben Askren when he was in hospital. Okay, is it funny? It probably wasn't. It was probably a really crap joke, right? But I'm trying to make you laugh. I'm trying to make the viewer laugh. So I don't care if it's offensive. I don't care if it's not politically correct, because I want you to laugh. You're on this channel, as you're on the platform, trying to just have some fun. It's MMA. Let's not take it so seriously, guys. We're trying to make you laugh. And anyone who thinks that people should be cancelled when it is so clear that their intent is to make people laugh, do not trust those people, okay? This MMA Joey transracial lesbian bitch is just a poison. A poison, not just to the MMA community, but to just society in general. These types of people that talk about cancellation like this, we should not listen to them, okay? Don't get rid of them. Don't cancel them. Again, they should be able to say whatever they want. But why would you listen to this garbage from this guy? Anyway, let's hear the jokes that my son made that were so terrible.
This guy follows me as well, by the way, while actively trying to cancel me. Beg. Absolute beg. Mexicans are ashamed of your lack of banter, dude. I'm speaking for all the amigos out there right now, dude. This guy's one of you. This guy's a fake. This guy's a gringo, dude. This is some gringo behavior right here. Some pussy-ass gringo behavior. And then posting news saying DJ and Guru's show is cancelled because Guru was laughing at Cheeto Vera's disabled daughter. Dude, the world are full of such pussies, man. This is what they're piling on with now. Show cancelled because of MMA Guru's Cheeto Vera comments. If you really are an MMA Guru fan, this is tame shit for super chat impressions. Notice how they're not going after some of the Bryce Mitchell impressions. Because there's no fucking fan base to farm. And the fan base they could farm from this shit would probably agree with the Bryce Mitchell impressions. You know? I did a whole interview with Bryce Mitchell while he went off. No one cared. No fan base to farm. No fan base to farm. So no one cared. Right? Didn't get cancelled for having him on my show. I'm going to go fishing with Bryce. I don't care. But this is the thing with Chito Vera. Donations coming in. They were loving it. This is ages ago. As you can see by the look of me here. I think I'm in the shed in this situation. That's how long ago it is.
Yeah, he finally moved out of the shed. It was a nice day for his mum and I when we finally got him out of there. But this brings back memories for me too, son.
Not even first move out guru. Not even now second move out guru. This is in the shed in my fucking garden of my parents' house. Thank you for the $5. I appreciate you, Gina Carano. Thank you very much indeed. Thoughts on Chito Vera practicing his head kicks on his daughter? The special... Okay, shut up. Dude, don't say that shit. Thank you for the $5.
Like, he basically shut it down. It's like, is it his fault that he laughed at something?
You nom. So I kind of blow it off. I'm like, okay, fucking hell, man. Chuckle. I'm not going to be like, you disgusting, despicable piece of shit. That's not me. But I'm going to say, like, don't say shit like that. I'll chuck... And other times I'll chuck in a joke. You know what I'm saying? That is the question. Thank you for the $2, Pacey. MMA Joey eating Cheeto's daughter impression. He'd never eat a vegetable. Thank you for the $5 I nom.
Bro, that's a funny joke. That's funny, dude.
Bad joke. Like, it's a really dark joke that's horrible for me to say.
That's so funny because you do know that this bitch on the left would not eat a vegetable. That is just a funny joke, whether you like it or not.
My bad. This is the best they've got. My bad. They're going to find other shit, other jokes I've made, other comments I've made. Take it up with Jimmy Carr. Take it up with Kill Tony. I made a shitty joke when I was like, what, in my parents' shed? Early days of the channel? 1K.
I'm glad you made those jokes, son. And don't ever let these trans male feminist bitches tell you anything otherwise. Because honestly, we are not going to start listening to soy boys like this telling us that we can't say shit online. That's insane. And it's sad that the Mighty Guru show is over. It makes sense that it's done. I understand, like, yeah, DJ's not going to just continue having this show forever when MMA Guru's saying things that are getting him into hot water with other fighters. But like DJ said, like Muscly Mouse said on his show, just recently responding to it, I didn't get the clip, I should have, but he's like, I took a risk. I took a risk. A lot of you have never taken a risk, and I took a risk. I saw a guy with a big audience that, you know, was making a lot of jokes, and I thought his content was funny, and I, you know, put him up, and I put him on a platform, and we had conversations because I didn't think the things that he said would have anything to do with me. But I can see how people see it a different way, and so yeah, the show doesn't make sense anymore. Like, that's fine. Again, it's a little bit like you did know what you were getting into, clearly, but people should be able to try things, and they shouldn't have to deal with just wankers like this saying what's right and wrong to say, what's okay and not to say, when it's so clear that he's doing it just to try and get laid by the Muslim audience. Anyway, that's my video. Fuck cancel culture. See you, bitch.